Alright, me babbers, Bristolian Dave back here once again. That's right, your favourite fat nerd on a weight loss journey is back to do another weigh-in and a weight loss vlog. And of course, I've got a special topic to talk about today. This one is more to do with the jab, and it's about how much being on MJ has really cost me. I thought a financial video would be kind of interesting. So like I said, guys, if you're new to the channel, I'm Dave, go by Bristolian Dave. I am a giant nerd. I was super duper fat, now I'm just super fat. Dropped over 8 stone so far on a weight loss journey. Been on a 2.5 milligram Mounjaro jab now for, this is week 42, which is crazy. And yeah, things are going good. Like I said, I've dropped over 8 stone so far. You'll see exactly how much at the end when I do a weigh-in. And yeah, things are good. Things are good. Calorie wise this week has been normal, you know. For those that haven't been here before, I approximately, it generally goes between 2,000, 2,200 calories a day. And that's because my deficit is around, it's about 900 calories roughly now a day, which is crazy, probably a little big, but because I'm such a big guy, I started at 34 stone, I'm now like 25 stone something. It's to be expected, and that will obviously shrink as I go along. So I don't recommend a giant one, you know, 500 calories, more than enough below your maintenance. Food, protein, good. Fiber, good. Gym was good. I felt stronger in all areas, apart from chest press for some reason. For some reason I couldn't do my sets as I did last week on the same weight. It was very strange. For some reason my chest was feeling a little weak. Don't know why. Apparently it happens. I asked over on TikTok. Apparently it's a thing. It just happens sometimes. Could be any number of factors. So it'll be interesting to see how I do next week on that side of things. So today's topic, I wanted to talk about costs. So everyone who's on a jab or who has been looking at the jab knows how expensive this thing is. Now, some people are able to get it on the NHS. Some people are able to get it through their insurances. I think that is largely like America, I think, because you guys really double down on your like medical insurances and stuff because of your system and that. Over here, people rely on the NHS. Now, I was referred, so this is going back before I started. I was referred and I was told I would be on a waiting list. That waiting list was 6 months. So it would have been after Christmas. So the Christmas just gone that I would have just been getting my referral. That was too long. So obviously I started back in July. And I'm happy I did. I'm happy I did. I know I could have saved money on it or whatever, but the fact is I needed to start there. I was in the right mindset to start there. In 6 months' time, it might have flip-flopped, and who knows? Who knows? What ifs, you know? But here, we don't do what ifs. We just do what did you do and why did you do it? So, yeah, and I did actually get a phone call. It's about February time, actually, to say, oh, yeah, now you can get referred. I'm like, you're 7 months too late. Sorry. I'm okay. I don't want to go through all that. I'm happy with my system and everything I put in place now, but thanks for the call. See you later. Go help someone else. So the cost of the jab. So everyone knows I've been on the 2.5 milligram the whole time. So the lowest dose, which is the lowest cost. All right. But I wanted to compare how it was to the previous months where I wasn't on the jab. So I want to compare the cost of the jab to the previous months where I wasn't on the jab. And I want to compare it to takeaways. Specifically takeaways. Because I realized how much I was spending on them. And how much I'm not spending on them now. So I thought that was a good trade-off, you know. Stop eating the takeaways, it means I don't have that cost, but I've got the cost of the jab. So how does that compare? Am I better or worse off? So let's have a look. So there's going to be a lot of things that flash up here for you to follow along as well, because I like to show you stuff as well as just talk about it. So this is January, February, March, April, May, June, and July. So this is the 7 months before I started my jab. So I thought that was a good example of how I was in my bad habits, how I was eating terribly, and you can see exactly how bad it was. So first of all, let's have a look. So this is January, all right? So I tried to pinpoint in my bank statements like the exact sort of takeaways, only the takeaways. It was kind of hard because there was other stuff as well mixed in, but I tried to keep it specifically as this for the point of this video. As you can see on here, we've got multiple things. We got Greg's, we got Shake Collab, we got McDonald's, Uber Eats. It was just listed as Uber Eats, so it could have been anything. Burger King and Shakeaway. So as you can see there, in the month of January, I spent £106 and 16 pence. Yes, that's a lot of money. Now, one thing I will point out is those big months, like the 44.74, more than likely that wasn't just me eating, but it would have been me paying for it, because that's what I used to do to try and justify a takeaway. Is I used to be like, to other people, oh, we ain't got money for a takeaway. I'm like, ah, it's fine, I cover it, I got it. So I count that as my costs, because that was me justifying getting a takeaway, paying extra so I could eat this food. Terrible, I know. And don't worry, you don't have to remember this figure, because I'm gonna add it all up at the end. Next up, we have February. And as you can see here, February was a bad month. Uber Eats, 37.21, Subway, £9.78, Greg's, £12.10p, Five Guys, £14.30, Burger King, £11.29, KFC, £37.78, McDonald's, a tenner, Uber Eats again, and Uber Eats again, for a grand total in February of £197.86. And like I said, this is just on these types of takeaways. Other junk food I bought from places like Tesco, and I wouldn't count it in this. So yeah, that's almost 200 quid in February. I know, crazy. I'm outing myself here. So then we got March, so let's continue to out myself. KFC, 56.56. Greg's, 12.55. Uber Eats. McDonald's and McDonald's for a grand total of £246.18. Almost 250 quid in that month on takeaways. April was a better month. April was a more realistic month. I say realistic, maybe for now, although I don't really do it. So no, it was a cheaper month, we'll say. So McDonald's, and I spelled McDonald's wrong. McOdnods apparently, and Uber Eats for a total of £40 and 37 pence. You know, that seems more realistic, doesn't it? Like, not so bad. And then May, McDonald's, Uber Eats, Subway, Shakeaway, Greg's, Burger King, McDonald's. You're starting to see a little bit of a trend here of the places I like to go. And things like McDonald's and that were always drive-thrus. Always drive-thrus. That would have just been me going in and getting my lunch, which is terrible. And some of these would have been on the same day as well. So that was 75.23 from May. June, total of £169.57. KFC makes 2 appearances in June. One of those would have been my brother's birthday, and the other one would have been Father's Day. So we would have had 2 KFC meals in that time, and I would have had a big meal. Greg's is on there too, Uber Eats again, and Subway. So yeah, that's cool. And July, 65.23. Again, McDonald's making a couple appearances there, Greg's, and 2 Uber Eats. So as you can see, that was me outing myself as a super fat fuck takeaway addict. Ridiculous, honestly, ridiculous. Anything at that point not to cook. Seriously, it was terrible, absolutely terrible. And of course, we also need to add on, so I had the monthly fee for Uber Eats, which was £4.99 a month at the time. So £34.93. That was just in the Uber Eats subscription. Uber Eats subscription meant I could just get deliveries a little bit faster, save a little bit on delivery cost. I know. So the total for 7 months was £935.53. Almost a grand over 7 months just on takeaways. That doesn't include any extra bits I would have bought from like supermarkets, like cakes or sweet treats of any kind, chocolate bars, anything like that. Don't include none of that. It's purely on like takeaway food. That's fucking shocking. That is absolutely shocking, and it does obviously gives you an insight into one of the reasons I gained as much weight and got up to 34 stone like I did. So now, let's look at the thing I've been using for the past 42 weeks, the jab. And like I said, I'm on 2.5 milligrams, so if you're doing this, it's going to vary for you depending on what doses you've been on, but mine is based on obviously what I've been on. So, cost me £150 a month. So over that same month period, if I was doing a 7-month period there, it would be £1,050 that jab has cost me. £1,050, which, you know, sounds like a lot of money. I paid over £1,000 so far, and I'm going to be paying out a lot more yet as well. So now let's compare. So the total for the takeaways was £935.53. Total for the Mounjaro was £1,050. So I've currently spent, over a 7-month period, an extra £114.47 on the jab. So it has cost me more to be on this jab to aid with my weight loss journey, but for me, less than 115 quid is well worth the benefits I've received from being on this. 100%. I'd do it again. I'd pay more than that. All right, don't tell my chemist where I get it, but I would pay more than that, because not only have I cut out those takeaways, I've cut down on all the junk food I'm buying as well. So that's another cost that I don't have no more. Yes, my groceries are still high because I focus on like high protein stuff, and I do have a taste for the slightly more bougie, you know. I like to go to an M&S and stuff sometimes. And that's what it is. But I'd say in terms of overall cost for the groceries, it stayed about the same. So that's fine. So 150 quid difference for being on a jab to not being on a jab. I would say my health benefits I've received from dropping all this weight and the life it's given me back from doing this and getting healthier, and probably the years it's added on to my life for me not eating another 7 months of how I was, I think that's immeasurable, honestly. I think that's priceless. It's certainly more than £150 worth, I'll tell you that much. So yeah, I thought that was quite an interesting thing to do. So let me know, have you done this? It might be something worth looking at as well. If you are one of those people that is looking at the cost that you're paying for it and being like, oh, so much money, have a look to see how much money you are wasting on other stuff like this, and maybe it might help you understand that maybe the cost isn't so bad after all. And obviously I know there are people that are more hard up that aren't going to be able to afford this stuff, and my heart goes out to them, because I know there are people that need it, and I'm hoping things like the NHS over here and stuff can get to those people and can help them out and get them to where they need to be. But yeah, that is what it is at the moment. So that was good. So shall we do my weekly weigh-in? Let's do it. So again, if you're new here, I measure in 3 ways. Okay, I do kilos, I do stones and pounds, and I do pounds. And the reason for this is purely because it gives me nice little milestones to hit on each type of weight, but also everyone seems to do it different. So this way I cover all bases, and I understand all 3 as well. So that's nice. It works for me and for the people that watch. So yeah, and I mean, the mini milestones are real nice. So last week I didn't do too badly. I dropped 0.7 kilos last week. This week, so I was 162.6 kilos last week. This week I'm 162.3. So I've only lost 0.3 kilos this week, which works out 0.6 pounds. So it's just over half a pound. So we count it as half a pound. So that puts me from 358.5 to 358. Okay, cool. And the stones, 25 stone, 8.5 pounds to 25 stone, 8 pounds. Is it the kind of weight loss I'd want? No, you know, of course I'd want more. Everyone wants more. But I know this week I've done everything correctly. My calories have been in check, my protein's been in check, my fiber's been in check. I've walked, I've upped my walk again, I've been to the gym. I haven't done anything wrong this week, you know? And that accountability means that I know at some point that weight's going to come off again. It's going to come off a little bit faster. And I kind of know that's how my body works now. So I have like smaller weight loss, small weight loss, small weight loss, and then I get like a whoosh, like a big drop, and then small, 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 big drop, small, 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 big drop. That's fine. Is what it is. You can't do a lot about that. But it is moving in the right direction, which is the main thing. So I want to know from you guys, all right, how are you coping with the cost of this jab, if you're on it? And I also want to know how you're getting in on your own weight loss journeys as well. Whether you're using the jab or not, let me know. And make sure, if you haven't, do subscribe to the channel, guys, to follow along with my weight loss journey. I also do nerdy shit as well, with like my physical media updates, because that's who I am. And that is generally in between the weight loss videos. And like the video, so I know that you enjoy this kind of content, and comment down below. I love chatting with you guys. I love talking with you because some of you are so insightful. I love listening to your journeys and how close you are to hitting your goals, or if you've just started on what it is you're doing. It's a good community to share things, and then people can read the comments and also pick up maybe some good habits from you too. So I'm going to leave it there, because if you know me by now, you know I will blabber till the ends of the earth. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you very, very, very soon with a new video. Cheers, me babbers.